ago. We're going to bury more. We only want to alert the public. The COVID is real, and therefore protect yourself. Observe the national protocol measures to protect yourself, protect your family.
This is the bulletin at 6 here on Joy 99.7 FM in Accra, on 99.5 FM in Kumasi, Love FM, affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Pando FM in the Volta region, Sky FM in the Bono region, and Max FM in the Western region. We're on ABN Radio in London and around the world at myjoyonline.com. Coming up, intensive care unit at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital to operate at half capacity for the next 2 weeks after most doctors and nurses there were asked to go into self-isolation following contact with a patient who tested positive for COVID-19. We have details. Also, metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies begin implementation of compulsory wearing of face masks across the country. The whole municipality, the first to introduce a 20 cedi spot fine for those who violate the order issued by President Akufo-Addo on Sunday.
We gave instructions to all the assemblies to also pass bylaws and enforce the wearing of face masks together with other protocols.
We take you there and to the Ashanti region where the Security Council is considering new ways to enforce the measure.
In business, cost of legal suits against Bank of Ghana set at almost 25 million cedis last year. We've got the latest at 6:15.
And chairperson of the Electoral Commission to justify spending and other decisions taken before Parliament today. But the minority says they have a lot to demand of her.
We're subject to value for money tests in many of the exercises she has undertaken. We will hold her responsible. We will.
We have details of these and other stories. Thank you for joining us this morning. Now, the intensive care unit at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital will, for the next 2 weeks, operate at half capacity after most doctors there were asked to go into isolation. A memo cited by Love News says staff at the facility were exposed to a patient who turned out positive for COVID-19. My colleague Erastus Asaridonko joins me from Kumasi with more. Hello, Erastus. What are the details of the situation there?
So the memo, which was sent from the head of directorate to the medical director of the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, reads, most of our intensive care unit, ICU doctors and nurses got exposed to polytrauma patients on admission in the ICU who tested positive for COVID-19. The risk assess put most of them at high-risk exposure and have to self-quarantine for 14 days. In view of that, an urgent management meeting was taken and a roster of the remaining staff, and they have been modified such that, and it goes on to recommend what the hospital will be doing in the coming days. It says the remaining doctors will do cover for emergencies and obstetric cases only at NAXA Theatre. The ICU will not run at full capacity for the next 14 days.
My colleague Erastus Asaridonko there. Now, 4 inmates in Asamankese police cells in the eastern region have tested positive for COVID-19. The Lower West Achim Municipal Health Director Dr. Samuel Boateng confirmed the cases to Joy News' Edwin Kofisia. Now, according to him, the inmates were confirmed positive after their samples were taken when health officials embarked on a disinfection exercise of the Asamankese police station a few weeks ago. Now, all the cases, he says, are asymptomatic and have all been quarantined in the female cell. The eastern region currently has 235 confirmed cases of the virus. Now, wear a face mask or pay a fine of 20 cedis. That's the new directive announced by the whole municipality in the Volta region to compel residents to wear it. The region has recorded close to 300 cases, and the Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Lecha, is concerned over the public response to coronavirus preventive directives in the municipality. He said the attitude of market folk especially caused the virus to spread much faster and was contributing to the rising number of positive cases in the region. He is, however, confident the new bylaw will reverse the situation.
The Home Municipal Assembly is to do spot fines of 20 cedis if you are not in a mask. And weeks ago, we gave instructions to all the assemblies to also pass bylaws and enforce the wearing of face masks together with other protocols that have been announced. We've asked the assemblies to meet and pass bylaws to back the enforcement that they are supposed to carry out.
Dr. Archibald Lecha is a Volta Regional Minister. Now, the Ashanti Regional Security Council is now considering a new approach after the initial directive to enforce the wearing of face masks was criticized by human rights groups. The Regional Minister, Simon Osei-Mensah, says a new directive will be announced this week.
The compliance level has gone down. Now we find it difficult to punish them. If you take them to court, they won't get judgment the same day. Some of them are reminded and all these things. They take a long period for us to get the results. These other ones will have been faster and it was quicker. And the public was very happy with that action. And under democratic dispensation, the bedrock is rule of law. So if somebody raises issue of law, you have to take the issue into serious consideration. But we are now brainstorming. Actually, we have not been able to come out with a definite action to be taken.
Simon Mensah is the Ashanti Regional Minister. Now, in related development, Health Minister Kweku Agyeman-Manu is said to be recovering at home after contracting the coronavirus in line of duty. Information Minister said this at a press conference yesterday.
I spoke to the minister responsible for health. I think that was yesterday. He told me he's home, he's in good spirits. He's not physically sick, that is what he reported to me, but he's taking the medications that he's been given, even though he's been diagnosed as positive, and that he's responding to treatment.
Information Minister Kojo Ponkrumah there. Now, management of a whole technical university in the Volta region says students and staff who fail to comply with the COVID-19 safety protocols will face disciplinary action. Correspondent Fred Kwame Asare has more.
Signages of no mask, no entry, and hand washing stations were situated at entrance of lecture halls, hostels, and offices. The security posts were also detailed with thermometer guns to frequently check the temperature of students and faculty. Isaac Meiri is the head of public affairs of the whole technical university.
We have designed a form where we collected data of all the students who are entering the halls of residence. The university has identified or allocated some isolation rooms. We have also published our emergency lines, so we are quite prepared.
The Vice Chancellor, Professor Ben Hunyenuga, emphasized management's commitment to ensure compliance with the safety protocols.
You are going to enter a classroom and you are a student, and without the face mask on, you will be turned out. And then also as a staff, if you don't wear your face mask, you cannot enter even your office. Your superiors will ensure that you don't come there. And of course, the registrar's office will issue a warning. It becomes a disciplinary issue.
Fred Kwame Asare's report there. Now, food producers in the Afram Plains area are afraid challenges they've suffered as a result of COVID-19 restrictions will cause food shortages this year. The Afram Plains Enclave is one of Ghana's main food growing areas, popular for the cultivation of staples like maize. However, some of the farmers say the uncertainty around when the virus would go away forced them to plant less than half of the food they would normally plant. Here's a report by Justice Beidu.
This is Eche Amanfro in the Afram Plains. The small village is yet to record any case of the virus, and yet farmers like Ojasi Amlade are already seeing the impact on their farming job.
We lost everything. We have to give what we've already planted away at almost nothing.
Like many of his colleagues here, he planted less than half of the maize he would usually plant because he is not sure if he would be able to sell the produce.
The sickness has destroyed a lot. If we take our produce to the market, the people who come to buy are even scared. It has become a problem that we don't even have money to buy food.
In the Afram Plains, two jobs are the mainstay of the people. Farming aside, fishing employs almost the remaining chunk.
Justice Beidu's report there. Now, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jean Mensah, and her commissioners will today appear before the Special Budget Committee of Parliament to justify budgetary spending and other decisions taken by the electoral body towards the holding of a December general elections. The constitutional instrument 126 matured in Parliament last week, paving the way for the EC to undertake registration of voters and other programs ahead of the polls. The minority leader in Parliament, Haruna Idrisu, tells Joy News his side has a lot to demand of a EC chair.
We subject her to value for money tests in many of the exercises she has undertaken. She is straying into areas she had no mandate. Like PPEs. At that time, COVID was not anticipated. But now we have COVID. She's not come back to the Committee of Special Budget. I vice chair the committee sometimes, and therefore she's not made adequate provisions for it. We will hold her responsible.
Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu there, ending the bulletin for us this morning. Some Arrive Alive tips to avoid rush hour hassle. Now, give yourself extra time to get to your destination. A few extra minutes will keep you from feeling rushed and will reduce the stress in case of unexpected situations like accidents that can add time to your commute journey. Now, Arrive Alive tips on the 6 a.m. news is brought to you by